you like the jersey. This is Kevin De Bruyne Pharaoh jersey. You know what I mean? The legend. You know,
Everything see, bro.
champ, champ, Champions League winner. You know, something a lot of your fans cannot relate to. You know, just saying. You know, it's not like you guys have ever done a treble before. You know, so you know.
What are you
Yeah.
doing? I am still the champion right
Oh
now.
yeah, but so
Currently, I am the champion.
apparently, but Leicester City has also won this before. You know, where are they now? You know. But yes, you're welcome to the Vivid Rundown podcast. Yes, guys, you're welcome to the Vivid Rundown podcast show. This is all love. It's yours truly, Fuego Papi live. I'm here with your boy, the Gunner, Arsenal's very Arsenal's favorite son. You know,
Uh,
you want to introduce yourself and give you more yourselves more accolades because I cannot come through my diaphragm. Like I'm disgusted by saying these accolades, but it is what it is. You know. Congrats, anyways. You might take another 30 years before you win another one, but it's all good. It's all good.
but
Unfortunately, you couldn't win it. You couldn't win a Champions League, and it's a laughable that she actually thought you win it. But yeah, man, we move. You know. Anyways, man, it's the World Cup. Shut up, PSG, Paris.
bro, what you doing? Like, I did not even come in my Arsenal jersey. I just came as
Oh
a
no, I mean
humble
it's all up.
civilian. I'm still the champion of England at this point.
Oh yeah, but
So
like I said, so was Leicester City too at the
come
moment.
on,
You
we
know.
go again next year. Vamos, go again.
Vamos. I like that. But guys, it's World Cup season. Um, as you know from the 2-3-3, Ghana Black Stars made it to the World Cup. Having let's talk about the jerseys for a sec because a little birdie told me that our white jersey stands as the number one kits at this year's World Cup, but unfortunately, we may not wear for the group stage games at all. And it's funny because it's kind of like we've gone from this transition of the main kits being the yellow kits in past times to when we qualified for our first World Cup in 2006,
Yeah,
started wearing the whites. They felt like, okay, since we beat SA with the white kits, it brought us good luck. That is another thing about our Ghanaians. We are so superstitious. Because of that, we don't wear the black jersey anymore. And that jersey was so fine.
but yeah,
That
I
jersey
don't know
was
why we don't
so
like the black jerseys. Like,
yeah, because
black
we
jerseys
lost.
are
So
fine.
so basically, the only time we wore the black jersey was when we played against Zimbabwe in Egypt 2006. I
Right.
think they was to the MACON at the time. We lost. Baba Mando came off the bench, scored that marvelous goal, but we still lost 2-1 against Zimbabwe. And since then, you're like, this kid is bad luck, so we are not going to wear it again. I don't know why we are so superstitious with these things, but anyway, we move. Here to talk about the World Cup 2026. We've seen a couple of amazing games so far. Currently, you have the Ivory Coast played against Ecuador. Real
Yeah,
quick,
at the
let's
time of
check the
recording,
scores.
yeah.
Yeah, Curacao. I'm not gonna lie, they flattered to deceive. Well, me, cause started the game fire. Germany scored, they equalized. Then they ended the game 7-1, bro.
Yo, the German
Game
machine is
ended
super
7-1.
active. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
man.
think I think the first goal I think the goal they scored just I think they over jubilated about it. I think they lost focus on the game. So
Yeah,
yeah,
because
Germans
it
had
felt like
to
they had something, but they just couldn't
yeah,
finish.
yeah, they just lost the
Felt like they
momentum
had
at some
something, but they
point.
just couldn't.
But yeah, my question to you is how do you see our current squad going for the World Cup?
Um, so being someone who has played a lot of football manager in my lifetime, let me be honest. I
Right.
think shouts to Cyril Charlie. But anyways, I think talent wise, the midfield is too thin. As we all know, the ongoing issue with Thomas Partey has left us hanging a bit, looking at the fact that he will not be playing in the Panama game. I think we have something covered for that situation. Personally, for me, I wouldn't even have started Partey in the Panama game. I think he's off pace and still finding form, and we can't stick to the old philosophy of seniority, so he should play regardless. If that was the case, I think the you should be in this team, but he's not, and I'm happy he isn't. Not that he's not talented enough, but I think one of the things holding us back as a country is being overly loyal to our stars. Don't get me wrong. Some of these players are great players, but it gets to a point where you think to yourself, is this individual being in the team not wanting to give 100%, but still not being able to give 100%, hindering the next in line that could be in that position that could do better at that particular point in time, you know? And I think that is one thing that goes against us. Yes, we may be loyal to certain people, but it gets to a point where the national team does not belong to any one man. And it is my belief that we have to put our best foot forward constantly. So, in regards to our team, I think we have the necessary profiles to make it happen. I can give you a solid starting 11 right now. However, it all comes back to what the coach's plan is, how the boys are going to follow this coach's plan, this new coach's plan, and if they are mentally strong to go through it. Because I believe this World Cup is going to be a year of upsets, even though it might not seem as likely yet. A lot of things are going to play into the results that are going to end up in this tournament. And you have to remember, it's not the old tournament where, okay, you're done with the group stage, there's the round of 16, then the quarterfinals. No, you actually have another round before the round of 16 this time. So it's more games. Already people
Right.
have started complaining about the humidity, the climates, blah, 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 the weather temperatures, conditions, and everything. So I think for our Black Stars, Charlie, it's I don't want to say inshallah in vibes, but I just feel like if we lock in, we can do something memorable with this tournament. If we don't, well, we might as well come home because England is not unstoppable to me. Croatia is old. Panama is in a similar boat as we don't really know about them that much. They don't really know about us that much. So, you know, it's gonna be tricky. I honestly feel if we lock in, we can definitely finish top two in the group. We can definitely finish top two in the group, but if it doesn't and it all goes south, man, I mean, we just come home, you know.
Uh,
The last time we got out of the group stage was in South Africa 2010. So yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll see. We'll see. I do have hope, but if the boys don't lock in, nothing special is gonna happen. It's
yeah,
that's just
that's my
yeah.
issue. But I don't know, I don't know, since I started watching the Black Stars, that's personally 2006 to 2006 World Cup. This I don't know, for the national team, there's always been a constant how do I put it? Comments on like player selection and whatnot. At the end of the day, what I'm always looking forward to is certain players standing out in the national
Right.
team. You get what I mean? Because for me, the Black Stars, personally, aside the 2008, 2010 squad that you could see there was some sort of um they had this fluidity and they, they kind of knew each other from like the academy time. So they
Yeah.
really had themselves and they were always playing together. But each time, aside from that, it's always been individual greatness. You get what I mean? It has
Another
to
thing that
it has to
real
come
quick,
from
the 2010 squad had was a no-nonsense coach who wasn't afraid to bench Steven Appiah. Michael Essien, mind you, was not at this tournament either. Steven Appiah never started a game at that World Cup. Not even one. He always came from the bench with every game. So again, it's there are multiple factors to it, but go on.
yeah, but at the same time, there were individual players in the team that stood out, that took the game to themselves, that spearheaded some sort of because some matches don't look great, like from time, but you would see somebody like an Asamoah or
Yes.
Muntari or I don't know, some sort of like attacking price come through. Even Kudus at the 20, was it the 2022 World Cup in Qatar? We were terrible, but
Yeah.
Kudus stood out. You get what I mean? So I'm personally I'm looking at probably somebody like Semenyo trying to like be that talisman in
With the seminar conversation, right? It's an interesting one because everybody is like, well, how come he never actually performs the way he does on the club side, Bournemouth and now Man City? And the answer is simple. The structures are very different. The coaching is very different. Like there are multiple factors to it. The 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 job he's supposed to do is different. We looked at Semenyo and Ariola. Is that his name? The
yeah.
guy going to Liverpool. Yeah. We looked at him under Ariola. He was first season squad player, second season advanced a little bit more with the goals. Third season, that team was his on that left flank. Bournemouth literally moved through Semenyo half the season. Why? Because he was banging in the goals. He was effective. I still believe he's more effective on the left than on the right, where he plays for City. Even though, yeah. But with Pep, you notice Pep saw him. I was like, no, we are lacking goals. Two top immediately. The way he felt like the team was having to pay for Semenyo being there and the goals weren't coming as frequently anymore. It was like, okay, now I can push him to the side. The structures are not the same. The talent profile is not the same. And I'm not going to sleep on our talent profile either because we have people like Iñaki Williams, who is an icon for Atletico Bilbao, no matter how much you look at it. But it also does not translate. When he plays in the Ghana team, he's lost 100% of the time. I feel one of the things that pull us back as a country the most, and I know people say this for banter's sake, but logically looking at the play on the field, the eye test alone will tell you Jordan Ayew does not have to be anywhere close to this team at all. In fact, I hope this is his last tournament. Whether Ghana comes home in a group stage or advances. Because here's the thing
If
where
sorry, go on.
here's the thing where we have a certain profile of players right now. Imagine, humor me for a bit. Imagine club coaching this team. Do you think we'll be having the same conversation? No, because you actually have runners. I can mention you six front three players in the Black Stars right now, excluding Jordan Ayew, that are pure speedsters and good finishers
Yes,
on
yes.
their field. But at the end of the and even with our midfield, you had Utuado who was playing our best promising midfielder since ACN at right back just because. And he says in a press conference that we don't have a
Uh,
right back.
Oto
But yet you
Otoado
called
Otoado is
but
not
yet
part of
you
this
called
conversation.
Sinaya
Like Otoado is the biggest mistake we have ever done in terms of.
You call Otoado is proof that when you leave your ex, don't go back to your ex. He's
Otoado
proof.
was the
No,
biggest mistake.
bro talk. He is literal proof that when you leave, don't go back to that ex. Cause it's not going to work. We should have sacked this guy. And bear in mind, I do
Look,
not
he
rate
should
Otoado as
not.
a
He should
coach.
not. He should not have got this job in the first place.
He should not.
Simple.
So that's the
We have
paradox of it.
wasted. We have
One,
wasted.
he shouldn't have got the job, number one. Number two, after he got a job for the second time, he should have been fired when we failed to qualify for AFCON. That's when he should have been fired. I did not believe Utuado, even though I was happy he got fired, I did not believe he should have been fired 3 months before the World Cup, bro.
Imani. I personally want us to have it. We don't have. Look, we. I don't have. I don't need us to even have a conversation about Otuado right now because it's a very messed up situation.
Yeah,
And like currently, as we are recording, like we are basically playing in the next 2 days. We have brought a
yeah.
new coach. He
Let's
played.
talk about
He
Ghana,
played.
Panama.
Yeah, he played a promising. He played a promising first 11 at the first 45 minutes against Wales. That's the only time
Yeah,
we've seen him play.
I
We
think
don't know. We
with
really
his
don't know our
play
first
style,
11, and
with
it
his
will come back to. I'll come back to Jordan. Like if you look at the stats, and if we're not being pragmatic and we're being ruthless at this time, yeah, Jordan Ayew should not be in this team, but he's definitely going to be
exactly.
inside. So for me, somebody has to step up because it's not going to be Jordan. That's for me.
Yeah.
That's the only way I can enjoy this World Cup because honestly, I don't know if we are coming back on the 27th because it feels like that. You understand? But at least somebody should entertain me because Kudus gave us that during the Qatar World Cup.
Let me
Asamoah
give you
always gave us that. Like somebody has to do something.
let me give you a simple lineup that will make so much sense. I think, and we can go with two formations with this. We can go with a 4-4-2, which is typical Ghanaian formation, where back in the day you had Matthew Yama Samoejan, you had Lai Kingston Montari, you had Stephen Appiah, Michael Essien. That was the midfield to attack. Then you had Hans Edusape, Pinsto, John Mensah, Magazine
I
Constant.
love Lucy, you are mentioning past players. How does this fit into our
So four four two. Let's say
who's gonna be the
current day.
players
If I
that's
was
standing in to play that four
that's
four
what I
two
mean.
for you?
Current day. If you were to fix a 4-4, I have two formations for this current crop of
No,
players.
no, no, no.
So
Right now, air one.
you
Pick one.
you can okay. So looking at the Pate Kudus situation right now. Like I said at the beginning, I wouldn't have started Pate
Go
anyways. I would have
post.
left.
Go post. No, let me shoot it for you quickly. Go
So
post. Go
goalposts.
post.
I love SM, but I think Atizigi has more of an international
This
experience
Panama
when
game,
it
we need
comes.
Atizigi.
Yeah, we need Ziggy. We need
We need
Ziggy. We need
Ziggy.
Ziggy for this game.
We need Ziggy.
Starting right back, Sinaya. He scored the last appearance.
Yes.
Very
Yes.
tenacious. And I loved his connection with Enes Nyama on the right flank when Enes came from the bench. It was beautiful to watch. Um, so Sinaya, you have Razgidi, that is Gideon Mensah, and you have a defensive pairing of Jerome Opoku and
Okay.
I would say Abdul Mumin, but he just came back from ACL. So because of that, I would give Ajiti the nod, and if any of the two
That
start
guy
from back in,
looks. Oh, that guy looks
yeah,
shaky.
yeah, Ajiti is very shaky. Abdul Mumin is probably the best defender we have in the Black Stars team right now, but he just came back from an ACL. That can be
Alright,
very, very quick.
so pairing your two centre backs is going to be Ajite and
And
Jerome.
Jerome Opoku on the left, Ajiti on the right, yes.
Left back.
And the full backs, left back, you have Razgidi. Gilead and on the
No
right back,
Baba man, no
Bassina.
Baba man, no
No,
long
no
things.
Bavara, no,
Th-
no Bavara.
Um,
Moving forward to the midfield for left midfield, Christopher Bonsuba. Yes.
we're on the wings or
Mhm.
the left center mid,
That was a 4-4-2. So
left center
left
mid.
midfield, left center mid. Yeah, left midfield, left center mid, right center mid, right midfield. They have your two top. So Christopher Bonsuba on the left
Hmm.
midfield. Right midfield, I would love to have Enes Nuama start. However, he also came back from an ACL.
Wait,
For that,
for right center mid.
for right center mid should be Caleb Yachi. So Christopher Bonsuba, Caleb Yachi, Sibo, Fatao Isapu instead of Enes Nuama. Yeah, yeah. And that'll be my midfield four.
Front two.
Um, Front two, left-sided striker, Semenyo, right-sided striker, Brandon Thomas Asante. It's really that simple. They both have power. Semenyo is faster. They are both clinical finishes. Beautiful. You have Semenyo who can run off and
Mm.
in behind. Brandon Powell. Brandon
But
does the good
there's
thing.
definitely gonna be a Jordan in this equation, sadly. So
And that is my problem because with the formation I'm giving you right now, I'm giving you pace and stability with this. If Jordan should play, that is why I said with this team, I can give you two systems. The 4-4-2, the 4-4-2 is to hide the fact that Kudus is not available. Now, if you were to go with our new, most recent 4-2-3-1 system, I would keep the back line the same, and the double pivots being Urenchi and Sibo. The 10, Augustin Boache. Yes. I think it's time for Ghana to. I think it's time for Ghana to witness greatness for that boy, Augustin Boache. The person who gets sacrificed in that case will be Brandon Thomas Asante because I'm still keeping the same wide man. Unless, no, actually, the person who will be sacrificed will be Bonsuba because now you put Semenyo as his favorite left wing position where you have Fatau Isako on the right. Then you have Augustin watching the 10 and Brandon Thomas Asante in the night. So
ideally,
yeah.
yeah, I would have personally played Antoine Semenyo on the left wing, yeah. Right wing
Yeah.
Fatal. Right wing Fatal. I might start Inaki, then put Brandon Thomas
Yeah.
at 10. Because in Coventry, he was actually very good at the 10. He was like a
No,
shadow
but
strike
Brandon Thomas likes
and then
Semenyo,
pivot and
but
probably pivots
slightly
to
slower. Yeah, because that's why I said it will be so ideal if you are playing a 4-4-2. It will be perfect to have Brandon as the right sided strikers, the left sided striker. You are using them from you are using both of them from the advantage points. Semenyo likes to attack from the left.
Mm.
Brandon can do a job in the middle, hold up play. It could even be 4-4-1-1, but I think 4-4-1-1 will not help Semenyo as much. Brandon will be okay though in that shadow striker thing, but Semenyo, I doubt. I doubt. I think in order for Semenyo to thrive, we will need to play that 4-4-2 with him being a left-sided striker or 4-2-3-1 with him being a left winger. For us to get the very best from Antoine, that needs to happen. And also for us to get the very best from Antoine and the rest of the attackers in the team,
Right.
Jordan Ayew cannot start this game. Jordan Ayew has to come from the bench to replace any of our strikers. Not even a 10 because he's slow. Bro, do you realize that when this guy, so the game against Wales, let me use this as a case study. The game against Wales,
Yeah.
when the turnover happened, right, and the boys broke into the box,
Right.
What position was Jordan playing in that game? The 9.
Then I, yeah.
When the boys carried the ball into the box, Jordan was the furthest player away from the 18-yard box. He's your number 9, and he was the furthest player away from the 18-yard box. Bro, make this make sense. And even during the run in with Enes Nyama, he crossed the guy. If Enes didn't have the quality to maneuver around him, that would have been a wasted ball. That would be a turnover that led to another turnover. And that is what I mean by it hurts me that Enes just came from an ACL injury. I don't think we should push him within games more than 60 minutes maximum. But if he was fully fit, Isaac wouldn't be starting. And that connection with
Yeah.
Enes and Senaya on the right would have been sensational, bro.
Jordan is
Yeah.
definitely gonna play. He's personally he's not supposed to be playing, but I don't know how this is gonna work. But if he doesn't play, I'll be so surprised. Like I'm gonna give the coach like his props, but I don't know. It's
I'll
definitely.
give him his flowers if Jordan does not play, bro. I
But
swear.
yeah, predictions on the Panama game.
Um, my hope is that we win by 4 goals to 0. I know it sounds I know it sounds crazy, but hear me out. Humor me for a bit. This is a World Cup where you have multiple third place teams going into the next round.
Right.
What does that tell you? Goals will matter a lot in this tournament. Goals will matter a great deal in this tournament.
Absolutely.
It's what you been up as I was sharing now. It's possible. We have that's what I mean by we have the profile to do the damage.
But look, it's not. Look, we have been terrible. That's the whole. That's why I don't want us to
And
speak about
that is my
the
point. It
auto.
all comes down to the tech.
We have the
It,
profile of the players that can stand out in this competition, but we have not looked good for a good 4 years, personally to me. But yeah, I mean, I have a feeling that we might do something. But 4 goals is
Ivory
it's.
Coast just scored a goal against Ecuador, by the way.
Ooh.
Yeah. But yeah,
I
continue.
pray, yeah, bro. I don't want us to speak much on it. We literally have a few minutes to go, but yeah, if you're saying 4-0, I want to go to 3-1, 3-1. Let me see what Panama can do.
Panama, from what I've seen so far, is a very, very resilient team. Extremely tough to break down.
Exactly.
They are strong. They are very physical as well. So it's going to be an interesting game because I believe we have. Listen, again, it's like I'm sound like a broken record here. Talent wise, we have what it takes. It all depends on the coach and the boys. Honestly, I don't feel like, bro, there's nobody in our group that is unbeatable. Yes, they are big names, but Croatia is old, bro. Like Croatia is not the Croatia of 4 years ago. They are older now. How old is Modric now? And he's still in that.
Even the England game, if we can,
Bro, the England game, the England
I
game,
just want to see the Panama game. Yeah, I get some
England
feeling
game,
like that.
we lucky to score them. Listen, if
Because
England up your
that your
team,
gay guy is shaky, fam.
Mark,
Mark is
well,
good, but he's shaky.
Mark is good, but Semenyo can handle him.
You
And his
get
Nyama can handle him. You understand? That guy is as strong as an ox. Brandon Thomas Asante.
something can happen. This boy
I
need
just
to lock in. They need to
listen.
lock in.
If we put aside corruption and seniority, and we actually open our minds with common sense, I pray the Lord bestows wisdom onto our coach, and he does what he's supposed to do. Bro, we have nothing to worry about. But it's a lot of ifs and buts. It's a lot of ifs. So